name, language, or label, creed, class, color, race, religion, or ritual, that there is but one God. We thank that one God for giving us Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But we also thank him for Marcus Garvey. We thank him for Nat Turner and Denmark Vesey. We thank him for Gabriel Prosser and Frederick Douglass and W.E.B. Du Bois. We thank him for all those great soldiers, martyrs, and revolutionaries who came to fulfill what the prophet said about the black man and woman and worked here in the wilderness of North America. It is in their holy and righteous name that I greet you, my brothers, my sisters, in the greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. I'm so honored to be here. Let's give it up for our brother Derek and Project Forward for putting together this great event. They didn't do this for a paycheck. They did this out of the love of their hearts. And we hope that today, whenever all of the brothers gather together, that you as a black father would be encouraged. Because whether we understand it or not, we are the direct descendants of the originator of the heavens and the earth. God says in the Bible in Genesis 1:26 that he created man in his image and after his likeness. That means that we look like God on the outside and we look like God on the inside. If God made man in his image and after his likeness, that means that every time God looks at us, he sees himself. The question is, when you look at yourself, do you see him? If God made man in his image and after his likeness, that means that everything that is true about God is also true about you. You, black man, you are the inventor of the fountain pen. It was a black man that invented the clothes dryer. It was a black man that invented the traffic light. We invented the washing machine. It was the black man that invented the subway system. Yes, we invented the light bulb and the cell phone. Did you hear me? In fact, whenever we were in Africa and we built the great wonder of the world called the pyramid, we established the greatest of all of those pyramids, the Pyramid Giza, 451 feet tall, 451 feet deep, covering 13.5 acres of land, made of 1,003.5 ton blocks of gold and granite. Stacked mathematically precise, not deviate, not even 1 square inch. And we built it without a bulldozer. We built it without a crane. We built it by the use of the power of our mind and telepathy to renegotiate matter with our mind power. And after we finished building the pyramid, we erected something called the Sphinx. It was a body of a lion with the head of a black man on it. Is that right? You say, how you know it was a black man? Because Napoleon trained his cannons and blew off them thick lips and blew off that broad nose so that you and me in the modern time wouldn't look back and see and go through image association. Image association means that if I look back and I see the black man's head on the body of a lion, and then I learn that the lion is the king of the jungle. Well, if my head is on the body of a lion, and the lion is the king of the jungle, maybe my ancestors are trying to tell me I'm the king of the universe. So they knocked the nose and the lips off. And underneath the pyramid, the Sphinx, was written Arabic words, Abu El-Ha, which means father of everything. So whether you got a son or a daughter, black man, today is your happy Father's Day. For you are the father of all art, science, and civilization. This lion that was in Egypt is also found again in the scriptures in the book of Revelations. When the prophet asked and said that there's a lion asleep in Judah, I wonder who will wake him. We, brothers and sisters, black men, we have become a sleeping giant. We were kidnapped from our motherland. We lost our name, our culture, our religion, our moral ways, folk ways, our norm, our God, and our land. We've been Caucasianized. We've been Westernized. So now we've become a sleeping lion. But whenever you hear the roar of a lion like Farrakhan, or the roar of a lion like Elijah Muhammad, or the roar of a lion even like our student minister Robert Muhammad, or the roar of a lion like Marcus Mosiah Garvey, then the lion wakes back up. And when the lion is awake in the black community, we don't need no more police officers. We don't don't need the National Guard to come in and regulate the hood. When the black man wakes up and becomes a lion again, then we will make the hood a place of peace and love. The lion has 3 forms of communication. Number 1 is just his presence. The lion walks and carries himself in a certain way that when all the animals see the lion coming, they get in order. But when the black man gets himself back in order, when we show up in the hood, everything will be back in check. And if the presence of the lion don't work, then the lion goes to the 2nd form of communication and begins to roar. And the roar of a real lion, not the roar of a pussycat, but the roar of a real lion is so great that even birds at the top of the tree that the lion can't get to, when they hear the roar of a lion, the elephants run, the hippos run, and even the birds fly away whenever that voice is chanted. So it will be in the black community when the black man assumes his position as a lion in the hood again. And we open our mouths and we got something to say, everything will come back in divine order. Last but not least, if the lion's presence doesn't regulate, if the lion's roar doesn't make it better, then the last resort is for the claw to be used. And I'm saying that to say that as a black man, you are the father of your neighborhood. It is our duty to make sure that no pedophiles molest our babies while they're on the bus stop. It is our duty as a black man to make sure that our elderly can walk through the streets with safe passage. And anybody that wants to violate the right of our babies or the right of our elderly to have safe passage, we have the duty and obligation as the kings of our hood to regulate with our presence. If that don't work, regulate with our roar. And if the roar don't work, it is time to bring our claw out and make sure everybody understands that we are back in divine order. So I pray to Allah, brothers, sisters, that you would be encouraged as a father to step up and stand up and be better than what we have been in the past. And I promise you, if each one of us leave with a made-up mind, the hood will never be the same again. Thank you for listening. I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
We can do better than that, brothers and sisters. Let's give Brother Nuri a round of applause. All the way from Indianapolis, Indiana.